Hey there, and welcome to Motherhood Unplugged. I'm your host, Mama Olive, otherwise known as Tatiana Karanja, and this is the podcast where we talk about motherhood honestly and openly. I'm so excited to share that this episode is brought to you by Malaica, Kenya's leading maternal care platform. Malaica connects you with trusted healthcare providers, offers personalized care plans, and offers the resources you need to navigate motherhood with confidence. You can check them out at malaica.com or on Instagram. We'll put all the details down in the link below. Good morning, Jane. Thank you so much for being on my podcast today. How are you feeling?
Morning, Tatiana. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited. I'm excited to be here.
Okay, good. I'm really excited to have you here and to share with other moms out there what Malaica has to offer. That's the whole reason we're here. And I'm just so grateful that Malaica has decided to sponsor our podcast and just be part of Motherhood Unplugged. Motherhood Unplugged started for the same reason Malaica started, which is why I'm so excited. I mean, since becoming a mom, my main goal is to make sure that other moms have that support and have that village, are able to, have honest conversations and feel seen and heard. And so when you called me about Malaica, I was so excited because, again, this is exactly what moms need in their lives. We always need that support. And I feel like we have the most, I say we because I know you're a mom of two as well. We're the, I feel like the hardest workers and the most undervalued workers.
True.
We don't get thanked for the job that we do every day. And it's one of the most loneliest and isolating experiences that I've personally been through. And I know a lot of mothers feel the same way, which is exactly why I'm so excited about Malaica. So if you could, for those who don't know, first maybe introduce yourself and who you are, and then share a little bit about what Malaica is, and we can get into that.
Okay. Thank you so much, Tatiana. So my name is Jane Gaty. I'm the marketing director at Malaica. Malaica is a maternal healthcare provider, a hybrid maternal healthcare provider. So we go above the traditional maternity service provided in the country, where over and above the care that a mom gets when she's pregnant, she gets to see a gynecologist. We've gone above and beyond and decided to offer these extra layers of care and support that we think are very vital for a mom who's going through her pregnancy journey. So she gets to see a gynecologist, which is traditionally available at any maternal healthcare facility in the country. But then beyond that, she gets access to this online community where she's paired with other moms that are at the same gestational period as she is. So she gets to really learn and, share stories about her pregnancy, listen to other women that are going through the same journey. She gets access to a nurse midwife so that she can ask questions during her pregnancy. She gets access to therapy in the event she has anxiety concerns during her pregnancy. She gets access to lots of training and knowledge informational sessions that she can access online and in person. And then she walks the journey basically with an entire team that supports her through up until when she's ready to deliver, where the doctor will deliver her at one of our partner hospitals. And then beyond that, she gets support through postpartum, because we also feel like a lot of facilities and providers would tend to, deliver the mom, and then now the mom has to go home and figure out how to take care of this little newborn baby that she has. But now we offer this same support online and physically up to the point where this baby is 6 months old, to make sure that the mom is really settled in well.
Right. And I really love that the focus is also on the mom, because as you said, it's always the baby. Is the baby doing okay? Come in for your 2 weeks. Is it 2 weeks after? I've had 3 and I still don't remember. Come in after 2 weeks, make sure the baby's okay, but no one's really checking on you. And I've even in the past, it's always been like, oh, how's baby doing? She's great. Like, how are you feeling? I'm okay. But no one's really checked on me mentally. And I've talked about going through postpartum depression before online. And the thing is that you don't know that you're going through it unless somebody can spot it for you. I feel like, you're always, even with Olive, for example, I feel like I was in postpartum depression, but I didn't know. I just felt like I was going through the movements. I mean, no one could tell me anything otherwise. I had no idea what it's supposed to feel like, which is why I also think that you've mentioned that you do some training beforehand. I'd love to know what that looks like, because I think I've said this before. I think parents really need to do some courses before having a baby, because it's not that fairy tale of like you just have this baby, you go home, you're happy. It's nothing like that. I mean, of course, they're a blessing. They're the best things in our lives, but it comes with a lot of difficulties. So I'd love to know more about what that training entails.
I mean, we are looking at different scenarios that, I mean, a mom would be going through when she's pregnant. A lot of resources would be available. Of course, as moms out here, the most common resource that we normally turn to is Google, ChatGPT. But then a lot of these contexts are not our own context. And so by Malaica being in these communities, understanding what the moms are going through based on the questions that the moms actually do ask
Right.
the teams that support them, we then create discussion topics around those particular conversations.
Right.
So they could be stemming from different questions that the moms are asking, different concerns that the moms who are part of the community have. Then we
Right.
create learning and discussion points from there. And so it could
Wow.
be something from, you know, what to expect during the first trimester, what to expect in trimester 2, what is normal, what is not, what point
Mm-hmm.
do you call out to the doctor,
Right.
at what point do you need, for example, to speak to a therapist, what pain is normal, what pain is not normal. So different
Wow. Okay.
discussions, even in terms of preparing for delivery,
Right.
the kind of pain management options available, how to get support from your spouse or whichever partner you have around you to support you during pregnancy. So the topics really vary:
Okay.
lactation, weaning, all through. So
Amazing.
basically controlled and determined by the conversations that are happening in the community.
Right. And
Yeah.
can you share also a little bit more about the groups that the moms can be in? Because I think that's also something that I felt was really lacking.
Yeah.
I actually just spoke to Dr. Carol about this yesterday. As much as I had my parents and my sister around, great support,
Yes.
none of my friends had kids. So I had no one to talk to and bounce off, just anything that you're going through. You have those sad days. I had no one to ask, oh, have you also felt this way?
Yeah.
And I think that's actually how Mama Olive, my platform, came about, because I was sharing some of my motherhood journey, and
Yes.
people were just responding to me in a way that I found it was super helpful to me. So one day I remember talking about, milk supply, and somebody was like, oh, fennel seeds, is it fenugreek?
Yeah,
People
fenugreek.
would share their experiences in there,
Yes.
and I felt like this is why I have this community now, because I was really talking about topics that I had no idea about. I couldn't share with anyone around me. So I would share
Yes.
with the outside world. And then suddenly we're all helping each other out, which I thought was such a beautiful thing. So even sometimes I felt like I've overshared maybe online, but I just think it's because I have this community who are able to be
Yeah.
like, keep going, encouraging me, sharing some tips
Mm-hmm.
and tricks and experiences with me.
Yeah.
So I think being able to be in a group where you get to talk to other moms going through something similar is something that I missed out on, but something so key and something that could really help you on your motherhood journey. So maybe you can share more about what that looks like as well, and how
Yeah.
moms have experienced it.
Yeah, I mean, so these groups are very good in terms of friendships, and
Yeah.
these are initially totally strangers,
Mm-hmm.
or total strangers that come together, but then they connect from a point of the fact that they're going through the same thing. So what we've tried to
Right.
do is, as much as possible, the groups are formed by moms that are at the same gestational period. So if you're 2 months pregnant, you're in the same group with other moms that are 2 months pregnant.
Right.
If you're 6 months pregnant, you're in the same group with other moms that are 6 months pregnant. And what we realize is a lot of times someone is feeling a certain type of way and just wants to share how
Yeah.
she's feeling. And when
Yeah.
she shares, other moms would tend to then probably share their own experiences, even share
Exactly.
how they have managed to, resolve whatever it is that this particular mom has shared. And you find that
Right.
a lot of these things are not necessarily clinical. So it could be a
Mm-hmm.
feeling, I've woken up feeling like I'm not beautiful enough, or I've woken up feeling like this
Mm-hmm.
pregnancy is so stressful.
Right.
Is there any other person within this particular group that is going through the same? And another mom will share, and she'll
Right.
also get to say how she maneuvered through that particular period, or what she has done, what she has
Right.
done to tone down her anxiety, what she has done to ease probably the swelling on her feet. And then the
Right.
other mom feels encouraged. So it feels like this group of friends who do not necessarily or have not necessarily met before, but then they connect and share and just feel like they're walking the
Mm.
journey together, instead of being alone in your
Alone.
house and
Yeah.
wondering what to do about
Yeah.
the baby that you're carrying.
Right. And
Yeah,
feeling like you're going crazy. I often,
exactly.
you just think no one else is going through something similar. And so
Yeah,
you think, oh my gosh, I'm alone in this and the world
yeah,
will judge me for this. And I realized the more you talk about it, the more you realize actually there's so many of us going through
exactly.
the same thing. So being able to hold somebody's hand through that is such a beautiful experience.
Yeah.
Have you received some good feedback on these groups?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, for a lot of moms that come into Malaica, initially they do not know what to expect, because, as mentioned to you,
Mm.
what it is we're offering as a hybrid model is not something that is common in the maternal healthcare space.
Right.
And so a lot of moms have been dependent on either their moms, their sisters, or
Yeah.
their spouses. But you find that a lot of times family might not be always there for you every other
Right.
day, every other minute. But the fact that these groups are giving you access to other moms, access to
Mm.
clinical care, minute by minute makes the pregnancy feel safer. A lot of moms that would come in with anxiety, especially first-time moms who didn't know where to go, what to do, what to expect, and what to do when they expect certain things, are now feeling like they're walking the journey with a whole army, not just a tribe. And
That's
so
amazing.
it becomes easy to navigate pregnancy, because any concern you'd have, it's either a mom that will cheer you on, or a nurse that will guide you, or a doctor that will speak to you. So the pregnancy journey becomes less stressful, to be honest. And a lot of the moms that have gone through our program, especially the ones that have gone through it end to end, the level of joy and that they show at the end of the pregnancy or at the end of the journey, compared to the level of anxieties that would normally be associated with pregnancy, I mean, is remarkable. And for most of our moms even coming in, a lot of times now, we've seen a lot of them coming in based on referrals from moms that have already been part of our program and experiencing what it is to walk the journey with others.
That's amazing. Truly, that's so amazing. Even the way you're talking about it, and it's like you're so passionate about what you're doing, which I think is just so beautiful. I'm so grateful and glad that other moms will have this level of support, because again, we're really lacking the support. So you're talking like we go from pregnancy to birth, and this, you said you had some partnering hospitals. Is it that the moms come in and have a doctor from Malaica, or is it that we're able to get doctors from anywhere, but we're still walking the journey with you? What does that look like?
So the doctors are our own doctors at Malaica. So when the mom comes in, the doctor that she will see during her first visit would tend to be the doctor that she sees every other visit. Then at the point of delivery, these doctors have rights within the leading private hospitals in Nairobi, where they will now deliver the mom. So at the end of the day, we are trying to make sure that the care is continuous and consistent. So the mom is not loaded off to another doctor at the time of delivery. She sees the same doctor she has been seeing during her antenatal visits is the same doctor that is going to deliver her, of course, at one of the leading partner facilities that we partner with.
Amazing. That's fantastic. And then aftercare, you talk about 6 months after, you'll see the mums for 6 months after. What does also the therapy and the aftercare look like?
So there's support for both the mom and the baby after the baby is here. I mean, of course, the usual vaccinations the baby needs to go through. There's, of course, baby monitoring clinics where we check whether the baby is doing well, height, weight, and of course, making sure that the growth patterns are okay. We also support the moms through lactation, because at that particular point, for some moms, they really struggle with breastfeeding. So we support them through that. And then the mom also gets to get evaluated in terms of whether she's healing properly, depending on whether she did a vaginal delivery or was it a CS delivery, to just make sure that she's healing properly, both physically as well as mentally. She also still has access to therapy sessions if she needs, because a lot of moms do struggle with postpartum depression. And so we support them through that to make sure that they're settled in well. And of course, at the end of the day, the goal for us is to make sure that this mom still continues being in the community, where she still has access to the moms that have now delivered, who are part of her community, sharing notes about what they're experiencing, whether they're sleeping at night, whether the baby is crying, whether the baby is feeding properly, up to the point where the baby is now ready to start weaning. And at that particular point, then she's stable enough to, go about her day, and we can then leave the support at that particular point.
That's so beautiful, because I feel like for me it was 2 days and you're out, and then it's just like figure it out on your own. And that was so crazy. It's actually crazy to me to think that I didn't have that support. And I don't know if you did also with your two deliveries. Do you feel like you had that community and that village to support you?
Not really. I mean, at a personal level, yes, of course, with my family, but I feel like a lot of times I would have to navigate, and rightfully, as you've mentioned, at some point when I was pregnant, my friends weren't, the first pregnancy, my friends weren't pregnant at that particular time. So then looking around my circle, it would have to be me getting support maybe from my mom or my aunties who've been there before. But then I really lacked that consistency of getting people around me, clinicians or non-clinicians, just walking the journey with me. It was so terrifying. I think part of the reason why it took a bit of time before we got our second born baby is because that first pregnancy journey was really something that really put some pressure on me mentally. And so I feel like Malaica is bringing this aspect of care that any pregnant mom really needs, because over and above family, you need someone to be telling you whether that pain you're feeling in your body is normal or not. You need someone to be telling you whether the overwhelmed feeling that you have in your mind is real, and you need to seek support. And I feel like having this kind of support makes that journey really beautiful, because a lot of times, right now, if you have conversations with the young women, they'll tell you the one thing they dread is to become pregnant.
Yeah,
because
saying that,
yeah, because it's not something that people are looking forward to because of the stories they have had.
Right.
And Malaica is really trying to change that narrative, so that
Right.
as women, as we are growing up, as we are looking forward to getting married, having children, it should be something we're looking forward to and not
Right.
something we are dreading.
Yeah,
Yeah.
completely. I completely agree with you on that. I think I'm also glad though that out there, because I feel like when I was wanting kids, it's just a beautiful thing. Just do it. Like nothing else. That's it. And then as soon as you have your baby, you don't feel anything else. You're just happy. And, so I'm glad that also people are understanding that it's not as easy as that anymore.
Yes.
But again, yes, of course, we definitely need the support. It's the thing that we're lacking the most as moms. So it's so beautiful to see that that's happening. And yeah, as yourself as a mom, I think what's one of the most beautiful journey for you as a mom, up to this point, what has been something that you can think back and look on and just think, yeah, this is just beautiful, or not beautiful. Maybe it's just been like, I really hate motherhood. I don't know. Yeah.
No, I mean, I really love motherhood. I am a mom of two, an 11-year-old daughter and a 2-year-old son. So I love just seeing how they learn the little things from the moment they start to speak, from the minute they start to have full sentences, the way they understand the world, how innocent they are. I mean, kids are the most beautiful people to sit down and have a conversation with, because they do not see the dangers and the scary things that the adults think about. They process life in such a naive, so to speak, way, but very beautiful.
Right.
And so just seeing them grow, challenge me every day, ask questions.
Challenge me every day, yeah.
Ask questions is very beautiful. And I don't think in everything that I've managed to do as a human being, there's nothing more fulfilling than being a parent, honestly.
Amen.
Yeah.
I actually couldn't. It's such a wild feeling, because you want to tell people that it's the hardest thing. When you're giving those stories of, I am literally drowning every day, but I would not have it any other way. And it's such a difficult something to explain to somebody else. Like how would you, the love that you have for these children that are also, it makes you work harder and makes you just want to be a better person. It makes you fight for yourself even more.
Yes.
But also, it drains. Sometimes it can be, you're just like at 3 a.m. in the morning, you're just wondering, how do I keep doing this for the rest of my life?
Yes.
Okay, for the next 15 years.
Yes.
I don't know. And then you wake up again and you're able to do it. Moms are truly incredible. I truly think that, there's nothing a mom can't do.
Yeah.
We are now the chauffeurs. We are also nurses. Okay, not really. We're nurses. We are chauffeurs. We're chefs. We're literally everything. And I think, it's, again, this is why it's so important to give moms that support. There are days I have literally napped in a parking lot because, you just, the way that lack of support where you just don't even know what to do anymore, that you're just literally in the mall parking lot and you're just like, you know what, I'm just taking a nap. This is where Malaica would have come in. I would have been there on my phone discussing something with a mom who's also going through something similar and felt really a lot less lonely. Why am I crying? I don't know. Those are the days where I would just feel like, what is going on in my life? So I think I would have really appreciated Malaica at that time. So I think if there's one thing you want to share to maybe a pregnant mom who needs to have this journey, I mean, if there's something you want to share to moms who want to become pregnant or who are pregnant now, what would that be?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that while motherhood sounds stressful, it's demanding, of course. It has its own pressures, but then it doesn't have to be this journey that you dread as a young woman looking forward to getting pregnant. Because there's support now available. Back in the day, for a lot of us, we haven't managed to get this kind of support that is available. And as Malaica and other parties are trying to build support systems to support women through pregnancy, it's now more easy or easier to get pregnant and get support around you. And with the right support, I think pregnancy can really be beautiful, not something to dread and have anxieties about.
I can fully attest to that. Having 3 kids and feeling lonely for most of it. And having started Motherhood Unplugged, which again is all about connecting moms. And as you mentioned earlier, one mom will say something and then everyone else can chime in. Often what happens at Motherhood Unplugged, and I know you've been to one mom will say something and then some other mom is crying and it's not even her son that they're talking about, but we all feel so connected to this journey. So I can fully attest to it, knowing that if I had had that support during, my first and second pregnancy, I don't think I would have had as much anger, rage, anxiety, depression afterwards as I did having to do it alone. So yeah, Jane, maybe you can also just share, where can we find you? What are the best avenues to get in contact?
Yes. So Malaica has a physical location on Gong Road. That's at Dekio Plaza on first floor. And then, of course, online, malaica.com. You can interact with our website. We are very active on Instagram just to learn about what it is we do, the kind of moms we support, and the services that someone can get. And from time to time, we do run some open week sessions where moms can come in and experience what it is to be part of Malaica.
Wow.
So before they even commit to be part of the program that we run. And of course, we have a very solid, we run on one of the biggest pregnancy communities in the country.
Wow.
So at the end of the day, also, you ask around, any mom who's been part of Malaica would be the most ideal person, I think, to also just give you a review of what it is that you'll be able to get at Malaica once you join the program.
Amazing. Yeah. That's fantastic. We'll definitely include all this information in the caption below. So we'll let everybody know where they can find you, your handles, your website, your location. But yeah, again, Jane, just thank you so much for joining us on this podcast today, telling us more. I know with my whole heart that moms will benefit from this so much. In fact, when I go through this again, because maybe you never know, I'll be walking this journey with you guys. So
you're welcome.
Thank you so much, Jane, for joining us
today. You're welcome.
And
thank you so much, Tatiana. Thank you.